Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we should do two things. First of all is to have our markers on the map. The second thing is to have the displayed places, the longitude and longitude of each place so that we can place our markers in the exact location. Most of you have started by creating the markers. Okay, I won't do that. I will start by having my data, then I will create the markers from my data. Okay, to do this, we should use a third-party API. I will pick FourSquare. It's really easy to use. I know some of you have been frustrated with it. That's completely fine. I will tell you what we should do. I want to get into details on how you can create a new account and something like that. I will just log in and everyone should have the client ID and the client secret. You should go to sign up and something like that. After everything, you will create a new application, and after that you will have client ID and the client secret. Just save both of them as we are going to use them later. So let's dive into the documents. Let's go to Places API, Venues, and Get Venue Recommendations. As you see, here is our request link. So to work with FourSquare API, I would use something called Axios. Okay, Axios. Axios is just a way to fetch the APIs. We will use something exactly like this. Let's start using Axios. First of all, we should install Axios. Here, npm install Axios. I will pause the video till we install it. And here we go, we have installed Axios. So let's import Axios from Axios. Let's remove the logo here. Okay, now we have Axios, but before dive into Axios itself, we should read some things here in our API itself. It's called the parameters. Let's understand what's required and what's optional. So the required is something called LL. It's an abbreviation of longitude and longitude. So it's required unless near is provided, and this is near. So in near we can just provide a place location so that it would retrieve anything near that place. You can just add the radius and add whatever you like, Let's check this. That's called the query. Query is one of the most important things in your FourSquare API call. Query, it takes something from the section, and here is our sections: food, drinks, coffee, shops. So we should pick something here to send it as parameter or as a value to our query. Let's start coding so that you can understand it and be more familiar with our Axios and FourSquare API in a very simple way. So here we can create a function called get venues. This function have something called endpoint. What's our endpoint? This is our endpoint. So when you hear the endpoint keyword, you should know that endpoint mean your API endpoint. This one. Great. So now we have our endpoint. What else? We should have our parameters. Parameters would be an object. In this object, we would have everything we need. So we would have our client ID. I guess the client ID is not here. Yes, it's not here as it's required, not something related to this. It's required in everything. So the first thing we have is our client ID. It would equal to our client ID, then client secret. We would paste here our client secret, our query. Maybe we should use something like coffee. That would be fine. Or maybe I like food, so it would be food. Near, we should specify a location. Let's keep it something like I'm not sure if Sydney is correct or not. Yes, Sydney. So now we have our data, or we would call it our information to start working with Axios. So here we would say Axios dot get. Get what? Get our endpoint and add new things to it. We would add a new URL search parameters, and we would pass our parameters here. Okay, so now we have our then. What we should do when we return this value, when we get this using Axios, we will get this in a response, and that response would be logged to us. Okay, that's something like fetch API. There is no difference. You are already familiar with them, so you can just create a catch and keep it error. When we have an error, console.log error, and we would add our error. Alright, so let's paste our client ID and our client secret. Where is my client ID? Where is my client ID? It's here. I will paste it, and my client secret, I will paste it, and let's see what do we get. Okay, we didn't get anything, and that's obvious. We didn't invoke our function. So let's invoke our function here when component did mount. Say get venues. Just invoke it. Error request failed with status 400. Okay, so let's add a question mark here. It still failed. So let's add the version of our API. Yes, here we have our data. That's awesome. Here is our data. I will expand it. First we have data, then response, then groups, then of zero, then items. Inside our items we have all our places. You know, in case you are not sure, let's say response dot data, this data, then dot response, then dot groups, then of zero, then dot items. Let's see what we get. Great, we have our array of places here. It's array of objects. Here is our venue. Each venue have its location, its name, and that's it. We did it. So, in case you are not familiar with this function, or maybe if you are not familiar with something like Axios, that's completely fine. Try to use it on your own and try to change the parameters, values, do whatever you like. Just feel confident using this. If you are already familiar using the Fetch API, you won't feel any difference here, except this new URL search parameters. Let's dive into the next thing. Now we have our data, but remember, this data is not stored in a state. You know, in React, if you have a dynamic data or something that you need to use in a different places, you should use a state. Okay, so let's use a state in our application, and it would be our first state. Let's call it venues, and it would be an empty array. But here we will say this dot set state venues response dot data dot response dot groups dot items. Did you see what I just did? I stored my places in a state called venues. Remember, all we did here is that instead of just console.log our data, we stored them in the venues state. Let's refresh, save and refresh this. Go to our React. You see here in our React we have a state called the venues, and it has all places. That's exactly what we need to have. Okay, great job so far. I guess if we dive into how you can create markers with this data, this video would be much longer, and I don't like this video to be longer than this. So I will stop here, and in our next video I will tell you how to loop over these values from our state and display them as markers here. Okay, see you in the next video.